I didn't know I had autism or Asperger's syndrome until about a year ago. And why I'm saying this is what mostly I really want to focus on here, especially to the people who have Asperger's syndrome and have had problems as an adult being recognized. You know, I know we have a certain amount of pride in our abilities, so we figure, well, we can pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of us need help.
I'm an adult with Asperger's syndrome, and I was diagnosed in 1997 with Asperger's syndrome. I'm now 37 years old, and I'm finding that Asperger's syndrome affects me socially, cognitively, and as well sometimes in terms of anxiety. One of the things that I find difficult for people with Asperger's syndrome is to be able to adapt to a work environment and to be able to settle into a work environment and a university environment for that matter, and to be accepted by other people and to navigate the social world.
From my point of view, I always believe that you can live with Asperger's quite comfortably, because the way I deal with it is I follow my routines and my interests as I wish, but just make sure that when I'm talking about my interest, I don't talk to the point of boring people to death, because I have to respect that other people will not find my interest possibly as interesting as I do, and my routines, I also follow them as much as I like, as long as it doesn't encompass or involve anybody else getting into any difficulties. So in my view, Asperger's is quite easy to live with.
The truth is, I don't date well. I don't make friends well. I don't interact with people well, period. Dating is just, or trying to date. I've only actually dated one person. That was it. Nothing before her, nothing after her.
I have problems with reading people's body language and also making friends and getting on with people in general. What worries me the most is being alone, not having a support network and not having a partner. The actual label, if you like, doesn't actually change the person. But it does provide answers, and I think for many people on the autistic spectrum, it actually relaxes them. It puts their mind at rest because they know why they're different. When people meet me for the first time, that they do notice that I'm on the autistic spectrum, but they may not explicitly know it's the autistic spectrum. They may just perceive me as being odd.
I probably look to you like an average, normal person, especially the way I speak. But in public, it's not so. In public, I wouldn't be acting. It's surprising to me how natural I feel and look when I'm looking into a camera, because I don't really have a live person that I'm looking at. So Asperger's syndrome, it would appear that I probably don't have it at all to the way I speak. But first of all, people with Asperger's are don't usually have two-sided conversations. And if you look, when I'm doing a video, it's only me talking. And I can talk on subjects for hour after hour after hour and not give you room to say a word.
Now, I think I was more autistic when I was younger, but as I've got older, you know, I'm far more aware of when I have a conversation with someone, for instance. I'm not just talking about my specialist subject, which is computers. I'm actually talking about what they want to talk about as well.
ASPs and relationships is a very, very broad subject, and I find it difficult to get through a whole lot, especially because I don't know what other people's issues are. And personally, I've always been studying people. So when it got to the point of flirting, I had a little bit of an advantage. And being female, I have the other advantage that guys sometimes come to girls and say, "Hi, I like you." And girls usually don't do that with guys.
But there is another few odd things that it can entail that it might not entail for everybody. One of them being possible eating disorders, which I also have, because sometimes I can go as long as 3 months eating the same food constantly without changing food, just eating the one food for 3 months solid, and then I will suddenly change to another food. which can be a bit difficult. If anything, that is the one part of my Asperger's syndrome that I find the most difficult to deal with.
If you see that he is getting agitated at any point, and you know that he needs to walk away from this, and you just say, "Take 5, Kevin."
Okay. And I'll just go off and to the vending room, have a soda or something, and kind of pull myself back together and go back, kind of refresh and say, okay, let's look at this again, you know. And I think everybody needs to take 5 sometimes.
In Kevin's job at this time, he does double of what the other auditors do. He is fast, he's meticulous, he's detailed, and he takes pride in his work.